a 2-on-1 and I'm having issues. Like, D understands that I need to get up in here to kind of pull him down more, all right? So he's keeping his elbows tight to his body, okay? So I'm having some issues. He's not playing back where I gotta do a hip heist and take him over, okay? But he's very good at what he does. So he's just kind of midway, all right? Kind of midway. And so what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna capture his head or his neck, all right? And we're gonna kind of use that Marcelo club type of thing. I'm gonna try to hit him and break his neck in the process, because the more I push him this way, the more he wants to go back the other way. And when he does that, I'm gonna also take the back of my hand and come on the outside, pull his arm, which will be connected to his shoulder, and yank his head back this way, all right? And I'm gonna come all the way over. Now, we really talked about the importance of our grip here, okay? So if his arm stays tight, we can just take our palm, go underneath and just push up into his trach. And if we can't seem to catch it, we'll just take him over for the sweep and go to the mount. No big deal. He should choke though, but he may not. If his chin is tucked and that's happening, I can pull his arm through, and I'm gonna shoot my hand until my thumb gets to the back of his armpit. And what's important is this hand comes all the way over and grabs my wrist, not my hand, all right? And I want it as deep as I possibly can. This hand comes over and grabs the wrist, and this elbow clamps down. I'm gonna scoot under. I'm gonna put all the pressure of my armpit into the back of his neck. So his neck has to roll, and wherever his neck goes and his head goes, his body goes. I sit under and I roll him over. And remember that I posted on my forehead. One, it stops me from over rotating. Yep, over rotating, thank you, all right? And it allows me to dictate where I'm at. I can tell that I'm over his shoulder, all right? Because my head is in line with my spine. So in a perfect world, I can hurry up and lock my ankles. Regardless, I'll hook his hamstrings. I'm gonna pull my wrist up, not necessarily over to the side, but up. And I'm gonna flare my elbows tight to my body. Now I'm gonna take my head and I'm gonna move it over sideways. And I wanna try to move my head and center with his head. And when I do that, and I do this, when my head moves, my spine moves. When my spine moves, my whole body's doing this. And now it's just taking his head and it's crushing it down and twisting it. And it's twisting this shoulder into here, my arm into here, and I'm pulling up, all right? We'll go over one more time now, explain why we go back to that side also. Can't come inside, they're defensive. I do a club, I pull, and I suck him in, all right? Arm stays out and tight to his body, defensive, maybe puts his hand on my waist. This hand should be super deep, all right? I'm not looking to collect his chin. I'm just looking to get my hand as far as possible. Palm up, I'm gonna come in and try to crush him like this. Elbow comes down and torque it. I catch it, great. I don't catch it, I take him over the same way, okay? It doesn't work for whatever reason, hand comes into play, we're fighting, or this happens right away, no big deal. I shoot my thumb through to the back of the armpit, all right? And I'm gonna reach over and grab my wrist. I'm not grabbing my hand. That's not as tight. I'm grabbing my wrist and pulling in nice and tight, and I squeeze my elbows to my body. I'm gonna roll this way. It seems opposite to what you would do because this post is gone. Yet, if I go this way, my elbow flares up and I start to lose the tightness over the neck. So I don't wanna do that, all right? So when I pull here, when I collapse, I'm gonna collapse my armpit over his head. So his head's gonna tuck. Even if he posts, there's only so much he can do. His wrist will probably snap. But I'm gonna hit that butterfly. Let's scoot in. Boom. post on my head. I'm gonna pull it through, tighten it up, anchor my hips down into the body, and then start moving my head over into the center line. Squeezing it and moving it over. It's insanely tight. What happens if I don't choke him? Well, I'm in mount. Who cares? I just got points for sweeps, points for mount. You know, and depending on how long I held it, I may have gotten an advantage off of it too. Just depends on who's scoring and what's good, what's what. All right? Okay, we got that. Quick review, and we'll move over to our new techniques for the day. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Take it from the top?
Yeah, let's try it.
Okay.
He will rock you. The heat will roll you. Baby, don't you know my heat